Hello and welcome to this English learning video. Today I will teach you how to improve your English speaking using the shadowing technique. What is shadowing? Shadowing means you listen to me speak, then you repeat the words immediately after me. Try to copy my voice, my speed, and my feeling. You become like my shadow. That's why it's called shadowing. This method helps you speak more clearly, understand English better, and feel more confident when talking. Now, I'm going to tell you a story. This story is told by a young woman named Lisa, and she is also the main character. The story is called I Met a Stranger on the Train. Are you ready? Let's begin. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can get more shadowing stories to practice English. My name is Lisa. I am 24 years old. I work as a teacher in a small school. I love my job, but sometimes I feel lonely. I live by myself in a small apartment. Every day is the same. Wake up, go to work, come home, sleep. But last Tuesday, something happened. Something that changed everything. It was a cold morning in November. I woke up late and rushed to catch the 7:30 train. I grabbed my coffee, my bag, and ran to the station. The train was already there. I jumped on just before the doors closed. The train was crowded. People were reading newspapers, looking at their phones, or sleeping. I found a seat near the window. I sat down and took out my book, but I couldn't concentrate. I kept looking outside at the gray sky and the buildings. Suddenly, someone sat next to me. It was an old woman. She had white hair and kind eyes. She was carrying a small bag and a bunch of flowers. She smiled at me and said, "Good morning, dear." I smiled back. "Good morning," I replied. I went back to my book, but the woman started talking. "These flowers are for my daughter," she said. "Today is her birthday. She lives in the city. I haven't seen her for 6 months." I looked at the flowers. They were beautiful yellow roses. "That's nice," I said. "I'm sure she'll love them." The woman's face became sad. "I hope so. We had a fight 6 months ago. We said terrible things to each other. I was too proud to call her, but today I decided to try." I put my book down. Something in her voice made me want to listen. "What was the fight about?" I asked gently. She sighed. "My daughter wanted to marry a man I didn't like. I said mean things about him. She got angry and told me to stay out of her life. Since then, we haven't talked." The train stopped at a station. People got off. People got on. But I wasn't paying attention anymore. I was listening to this woman's story. "I've been thinking about her every day," she continued. "I miss her so much. Last week, I saw her wedding photos on social media. She looked so happy. I realized I was wrong. I should have supported her." My heart felt heavy. I thought about my own mother. We lived in different cities, too. We talked on the phone, but not often. I was always too busy. "I'm sure she misses you too," I said. "Mothers and daughters, we always love each other, even when we fight." The woman looked at me with tears in her eyes. "Do you really think so?" "Yes," I said. "I'm sure of it. What's her name?" "Emily," she said. "Emily Rose. That's why I bought roses. They were always her favorite flowers." Just then, my phone rang. I looked at the screen. It was my mom. I almost didn't answer. I was busy talking to the woman, but something made me pick up. "Hi, Mom," I said quietly. "Lisa, I was just thinking about you. How are you?" "Sweetheart." I looked at the woman next to me. She was listening, a small smile on her face. "I'm good, Mom. I miss you," I said. I hadn't said those words in months. "I miss you too, honey. When are you coming home to visit?" I thought for a moment. How about this weekend? I'll take the train Friday after work. Really? Oh, that would be wonderful. I'll make your favorite dinner. After I hung up, the woman was still smiling. That was beautiful, she said. You made your mother very happy. I felt tears in my own eyes. You inspired me, I said. Thank you. The train was approaching the city center. The woman gathered her things. This is my stop, she said. She stood up, then turned back to me. What's your name? Dear? Lisa, I said. Thank you, Lisa. You gave me courage. I'm going to call Emily right now. She walked toward the door, then stopped. She came back and gave me one yellow rose. For you, she said, for being kind to a stranger. I watched her get off the train. Through the window, I saw her take out her phone. She dialed a number and put the phone to her ear. Then I saw something beautiful. Her face lit up with joy. Someone had answered. She was talking, then laughing, then crying happy tears. The train started moving again. I held the yellow rose and thought about what had just happened. A simple conversation with a stranger had changed my whole day, maybe my whole life. When I got to school, I put the rose in a cup of water on my desk. My students noticed it immediately. Ms. Lisa, what a pretty flower. Where did you get it? I smiled. A friend gave it to me. She taught me something important today. What did she teach you? Asked one of my students. She taught me that it's never too late to say sorry. It's never too late to say I love you. And sometimes, talking to strangers can change your life. That afternoon, I called my mom again. We talked for 2 hours. We laughed, we shared stories, and we made plans. I realized I had been so busy living my life that I had forgotten to connect with the people who mattered most. 3 days later, I received a message on social media. It was from someone named Emily Rose. Hi, Lisa, the message said. My mother told me about you. She said you helped her find the courage to call me. We had the most beautiful conversation. We both cried. We both said sorry. And now we're planning to have dinner together every week. Thank you for being kind to my mom on the train. You're an angel, I cried when I read that message. Happy tears, just like the woman on the train. Sometimes the smallest acts of kindness create the biggest changes. Sometimes listening to a stranger's story helps us understand our own life better. And sometimes a simple yellow rose can remind us that love is always worth fighting for. That weekend, I went home to visit my mom. When I walked through the door, she was holding a bunch of yellow roses. Welcome home, sweetheart, she said, hugging me tight. I hugged her back and whispered, I love you, Mom. I'm sorry I don't call enough. I love you too, she said. And you're here now. That's all that matters. As we sat in the kitchen drinking tea, I told her about the woman on the train. My mom listened carefully, then smiled. You know what, Lisa? I think that woman was meant to sit next to you that day. Some people come into our lives for a reason. I touched the yellow rose I had pinned to my jacket. You're right, Mom. She definitely came into my life for a reason. That night, I realized something important. We spend so much time looking at our phones, reading books, or staring out windows that we forget to look at the people around us. We forget that everyone has a story. Everyone has something to teach us. The woman on the train taught me about courage, about forgiveness, and about love. She reminded me that family is precious and that time is short. Most importantly, she showed me that sometimes being kind to a stranger can change 2 lives at the same time. Now, every time I take the train, I put my phone away. I close my book. I look around. I smile at people. Sometimes I even start conversations, because you never know. The person sitting next to you might need to hear a kind word. They might have a story that could change your life. They might be carrying yellow roses and a heart full of hope, just waiting for someone to listen. Now it's your turn to practice. Watch this video again. Pause after each sentence. Repeat it using the shadowing technique. Copy my voice, feel the emotion, and speak with confidence. This is how you improve your English speaking naturally. Remember, practice makes perfect. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Tell me in the comments, have you ever had a meaningful conversation with a stranger? What did they teach you? More shadowing stories are coming soon. Thank you for learning with me. See you next time.